Hi everybody, well this video is going to be a bit different, might be even longer than usual, but this is kind of my audiophile journey, basically, well, in quotations. Basically I'm searching to buy new headphones, and I try to search which are the different options for me and which one I will eventually buy. Now I also posted this on Reddit on headphone advice. Lots of people already gave answers, and I got a lot of information. Just so you know, I'm a total newbie here when it comes to audio, so I need really to learn, and I spent quite a lot of time actually learning about it. Now basically I'm owning the SteelSeries Arctis 5, which is a closed back type of headphones, and they serve me very well. They try to kind of getting a bit cranky and things is falling apart, so I decided to upgrade. But then I start reading more, and the more I read, the more I realize how amazing technologies are out there, and I shouldn't rush and buy just, let's say, another SteelSeries, maybe Arctis 7 or something. Let's read a bit more. And then I realized I found out about open back. I never heard about open back before. Kind of weird. Many people already know about them. I didn't. I think more those who are into competitive gaming are probably more sensitive to searching really good information about headphones, because it can really help them become more better in terms of maybe come to footsteps. And when it comes to gaming, when it comes to open back headphones, this is something very important for many players. But for me, because I'm not playing competitive, and here and there I play competitive games, but not into the point where I really care about that. So yeah, so this is posted on headphone advice, and basically I'm going over different type of headset that are very highly recommended among gamers, but also audiophiles. So it's very hard, by the way, to find good information. There are lots of subjectivity here, because again, when it comes to sound, even your anatomy, the way your ear is designed, if if you have long hair or short hair, and so many other things can actually affect the sound, especially when using maybe open back type of headphones where the sound actually gets out. Many things can actually affect it, alongside of course also the acoustic that you're in, the shape of your ear canal. Basically there are lots of things that actually shape the sound, and that's why you hear so many people having different opinions basically. So I actually wrote, again, I just started, and then I just starting writing more and more the more information that I got. But basically the open backs, which are interesting, closed back, and in-ear monitors, IEMs. And these are I didn't invest a lot of time in IEMs, and I actually, by the way, just to put this aside, I actually ordered 2 just for testing, so I can actually get a feeling of how it's like having an open back and in-ear monitor. So I ordered a cheap cost KSC75 from Amazon. I yet to receive by those 2, but when I do, I'm going to share with you, of course, my opinion. This costs $50, the IEM 2-tier X Chronicle 0 Red. Well, I didn't want to order something. This is highly regarded, although super cheap, and this is something I didn't want to order something very, very cheap. So I won't actually really get bad sound experience. So I'm really gonna say, well, it's pretty bad. I want something kind of entry level to just test things out, but not something bad that is not to be okay. And yeah, so I ordered those 2. This is kind of a clip-on, and this is IEM, all right, in-ear. So see whether it's comfortable, whether I enjoy actually using it or not. But again, it depends. Maybe this one comfortable, the other one will be, but it will give you kind of a more or less understanding in terms of sound and comfort. So in terms of, by the way, closed back, which is what I think most of gamers use, where it's actually closed and the sound actually don't get out. And the thing is I pay a lot of attention for it lately, especially when I wanted to upgrade or change, and I realized that my Arctis 5, when I wear them, they are not really tight on my ears, so the not actually some of the noise will get in quite considerably, because there are many ones that actually clap on your head and give you great separation. If I do it manually and I press, I can have better separation, but they are kind of loose on my head, and I've actually no way to clamp it harder. And the thing is that I feel like it's kind of maybe give me an understanding of feeling how it's like to have open back, because when I clamp it into my head, the sounds appear much closer in my hand. When I just let it be as it is, a bit loose, the sound stage, what is called sound stage, I hear that sound appear outside of my head. Not far, but pretty close, but considerably more expensive relatively if I just clamp the earpieces against my skull, against my head. There's a big difference. The other thing is that when I do that in game, I tried it in Palworld, and by the way, this is where you can actually experience, maybe, I'm not 100% sure, because when there's open back, you can actually hear the sound will get from the right side of the ear cups. But when I actually just give it a bit of space, and you can try it out, you see that the sound is actually getting out. So it sounds appear more natural, and it's automatically expanding the soundstage, at least based on my experience. Now, the thing is that I heard when I clamped the ear cups against my head, the sound appeared very claustrophobic, close, and even metallic, and I don't like it. Now, open backs are known for better soundstage, how expensive actually the sound is relatively to your ears, what you're actually listening with your head, and imaging, basically if you can point out where actually sounds are coming from. And for all of these, especially when it comes to soundstage, open backs are known to be better at that. Now, of course, if you have very, very wide soundstage, so the sound appear much further away, it might be even hard for you, like in real life, when you hear a sound coming far away from your located, it might be harder for you to actually pinpoint the location compared to if it's closer and more intimate. So I think that for gaming, especially for me, again, I don't play competitive, but I'm sure for competitive as well, you don't want it to be too far, but not again not too close, because if you want more immersive gameplay where you feel that the sound is coming all around you, like in real life, right? You have, for example, you go outside, there are trees, people playing, you hear it all around you. There's a big sound stage, and you want to feel something similar, but at the same time, you don't want to lose the details which are important, especially in games where actually sound cues can be very meaningful for maybe pinpoint an enemy or some maybe a point of interest in the game. Alright, so again, the best thing to do is maybe buy something cheap just to get a better understanding. There are, of course, when it comes to prices, if I want to buy something, let's say for maybe $300, $350, $200, I don't want to buy it and just, I want to make sure that if I buy, I already have better understanding what might be good for me. But again, if you have good return policies where you buy, you can do this, buy, maybe return. If it's not for you, up to you, depends. Basically, we are going here. You can actually see that right now, the one that I'm actually in my first place, I actually said what my first, second, and fourth is the Beyerdynamic DT900 Pro X, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Now, bass is important for me. Now, the thing is that with bass, I already have it with my Arctis 5, that again, sometimes the bass can be so overwhelming and kind of not clear, what is another thing in the audiophile terms, muddy, that it's sometimes overtake all the other sound and just rumbles everything and you just lose a lot of details. Now, of course, there are some headsets that can be very forgiving when you play with an equalizer, which you can do, and basically you can change the equalizer to kind of lift certain frequencies, depends of what you like best. But again, if you do it not in a proper way, you can just ruin the signature of the headset, and basically you can just make the headset sound not good. So knowing how to do this is important, although you can play with the good one that have high resolution equalizer, so you can really play with the fine frequencies to get it better compared to a very tight with only few levers that you can actually change. So it's important to have a good software to do it, and there are free ones, of course, that you can use, but one that offers that option. But not all the headphones, from what I'm understanding, will be good for that. Sometimes you get headset that even if you try to lift up the bass, you won't be able to do not in a way that it will actually lead to good results. So this is another important thing. So let's go over the list here. You can see the open backs. Now this is kind of the Sennheiser HD 560S. This is like very popular because it's priced relatively low. These are prices from Amazon at the time of actually writing them, Amazon US, but you can again get them for maybe higher or even much lower, depends on where you're actually buying them. Some of them, for example, when I checked in Germany, they were relatively much lower compared to the US, probably because it's important from company in Germany and vice versa. Nonetheless, but this was very popular. Many recommended it, but the more I read about it, the more I felt that it's very good for competitive gameplay when you want to know the footsteps. But the sound appears kind of bland and flat based on what I've read, and kind of shouty because of the trebles that are pretty high, but they're not to be very good one. And by the way, these are the ranking from I forgot his name. Sorry, I'm new. Yeah, this is, by the way, he was doing this with this company, Quinical. You can check it out on YouTube. Very knowledgeable. It helped me a lot. But nonetheless, I'm paying, again, there are so many subjective things, but some of them are objective, but there are some things that audiophiles even agree upon in such a way that there are something that might be subjective, but they are very consistent when it comes to what many people actually feel about certain type of headset based on their experiences. The second one is the AKG K712 Pro. Again, supposed to be a bit flat, but from what I've read, again, it depends. When it comes to bass, as well, for me, it's really important that I really don't need it very strong. But again, I'm playing shooters. I really want to feel the thumps, and the sad bass. I want to feel the deeper one. I want to feel to some degree, but I don't want to be very harsh. When I play, by the way, I increase in the equalizer, the bass. I just feel that it annoys me. It needs to be subtle, but there, so you can really differentiate between the different type of frequencies, especially when you have explosions and shooting and stuff. It will also increase immersion in general, for me. The third one is a Tiger 300R, which is also recommended by the community. Those, again, I haven't read a lot about it. This is a gaming headset. I don't need a microphone, by the way, so it really doesn't matter for me. This was also highly recommended by gamers and audiophiles. I think more like by gamers. Drop Sennheiser PC. This is again in Germany. This is also one in my fourth pick. Again, when it comes to bass, you really see that most of these open back headsets really don't have a lot of bass anyway, but some have kind of a more extending the bass. They designed like that to kind of please, I think, those who want bass, what calls bass heads, and also maybe gamers also as well that search this extra. But usually when you come to competitive like Valorant and CSGO, you see the players prefer not having that, but a flat, so the trebles will actually pop up more, so you can really hear footsteps rather than having a bass kind of taking a bit over and muddy the mix, and basically won't hear the footsteps as accurately as possible. So you really want to, that's why the HD 560S is a good choice. Now I heard that the K712 Pro is incredible when it comes to sound. It's a bit flat, but again, something I think I have room to play with an equalizer, but I need to kind of check it more. Really highly regarded. I look also in a German website. They sell lots of them for a very good price, by the way. And this is, it's called, Thomann, I think, and very good, very good sound. Lots of amazing reviews there, and there's also a ranking for the top ones, and this is one of the not at the top, some of them, the cheaper one are at the top, but this is also ranked very high. And are very comfortable, and although made of plastic, they're pretty, very, very comfortable headset, which is also important, comfort. And the other ones that I actually took off, I read more about them, the more I read, some have high diminishing return, like this one costs $300 more than the 560, for example, but it's not really worth the extra price. Again, if you really pay attention to the little details, I think some people maybe take it too far. This is maybe their jobs, or some people really it's very significant for them and really give them some advantage, or just enjoy certain music more, which of course is an option. But again, for me, I think that based on what I've read, but based on what some audiophiles said, it just doesn't justify the extra price. So this is the important thing. Regarding, by the way, close back, those in Maxwell is highly ranked on ratings.com, and it's my first pick here. There's also VZR Model 1. I think there's one engineer from Apple that was kind of a partner to, probably it was one of them who actually engineered it. A new technology, also highly praised. But of course, when you get close back, you're going to get better bass. I don't know about accuracy regarding the bass response, but it should be better, of course, because it's closed. But again, they say it's very good in relation to other close, so I still consider them, especially the, how do I pronounce it? Anyway, Maxwell. So it's still my first pick in the close back. And the IEMs, this is very, very highly praised one, the Zen's Mandarin top. But again, you see $350. It's kind of funny when you see something so small and you say, oh, I'm going to pay that much. But again, it's all about the sound at the end of the day. And this one I bought, basically. The red ones, actually, just to test. Again, I told myself, well, at least I need to understand. Even though it's going to be good, maybe I'm going to answer calls or something. So I'm not going to throw money to the garbage, but I'm going to test it also in gaming for sure to see if it's any good. And here I write what actually important for me, and you can see comfort, low play sessions, large soundstage, not too large to impair details, mainly for gaming, open world games, action RPGs, some competitive games, mobile game, shooters, etc. This is what I play, but again, footsteps are not really a big issue for me here. High immersion, this is one of the main reasons I want it, because when I play an open world game, I really want to feel that everything opens up, like I feel like there. I really want that. This is one of the reasons I actually considering open back at all. Otherwise, just go back to close backs. Good EQ room if needed, especially in bass, and bass again not overwhelming, so it doesn't take over the sound separation resolution, not fatiguing, good build quality, not harsh treble and not too bassy, preferable detachable cable. Imagine your cable is ruining the entire headset that you just bought from whatever reason. It can even happen next day, right? It's just, and you need to replace the entire headset. It's kind of silly, but that's why I want detachable cable. And replaceable earpiece is very, very good. By the way, these things can actually change the sound considerably. Even lift up the bass, where for some headset it's almost feel non-existent. So there's some very comfortable ones. So this is very important to actually have it. So this is why both of them are kind of must-have for me. And I wrote just a few of them. I didn't update this list, but some of them that actually offer both of them. Other than that, no mic is needed. I use external one. Actually, I prefer buying a very good, like the Shure, for example, MK7, I think is the name. Then buying something that extra, which I'm not going to enjoy, and just spend extra on the mic. Not spending a lot of diminishing returns. I don't need to be overkill. It's for gaming 90%, 95%, so I really don't need it for. But again, even good for music, fine, but it's not like this is the main thing. I'm going to hear from my speakers, regular speakers. I plan to purchase also an amp. Okay, this is some of the headsets need an amp DAC in order to really bring them to what they are capable of. or give them good relatively good volume, so it won't be sound kind of very low. Some of them require, depends on the I forgot how it's called. Anyway, some of them require, some of them not. And basically these are very, very good ones, but there are two, and each one of them costs 130. I don't think I'm going to go there. Again, probably the difference won't be for me that I to even justify that. The Sound Blaster G6 is known to be very good and relatively cheap for $100, maybe even less. Anyway, some of them will require, so it's important to check. And if you want to use them, for example, with your mobile phones or other type of your iPhone stuff, you want to check that you can actually need them. Otherwise, you need some kind of maybe an accessory that will amplify the signal, so you can actually hear it well and make good use of the potential of the headset itself. Relative narrow head profile and large ears. Yeah, this is me. And basically, when you have large ears, some of the the pads might not be good for you. If you have big ears, some of them kind of are more rounded and small. So it's important because comfort is very important. Otherwise, I can play a long session if it's not comfortable. I'm just going to remove it. So there's no comfort is number one, basically. If it's not comfortable, nothing else matters because I'm not going to wear it for a long time. And just 1 hour or two, I'm going to remove it. Doesn't make sense. So comfort is very, very important for me. And material that easy to clean. If I put it on my head, I don't want to get oils and dirt, and then I need to clean. How am I going to clean it, right? I can detach it, or if I can, I don't know. But better something that I can easily clean. Yeah, so this is kind of based on my current information that I had, and I wrote it, and lots of people answered, and I wrote to them. So we're having discussions there on Reddit. I'm going to link to it in the description of this video so we can check it out. This is not the biggest one out there. There's one, I think, with million, I think, headphones. But again, it's called Headphone Advice. So I thought to myself, well, it's a good amount of people there in active. So, and people are very, very, active there for give me an answer. So yeah, but if you see this and you have some information that you think is important or I think you are missing, let me know in the comment section below. And that's it. It's long, I know, but I wanted to share this. And if I have more information, of course, when I'm going to test everything that I get, I'm going to share with you on my channel. So make sure to subscribe. And let's see how my journey, as a gamer, and who knows, maybe in the future, kind of an audiophile will be. But yeah, I know that sound is so important for gaming, and it can really have a big change and on the way you experience things in terms of immersion. And I don't want to miss that. Of course, you really don't know what you are missing unless you try something better. So once I try something better, maybe I'm going to see that what I have is actually fine enough. I don't know. We need to wait and see. But I'm going to share my opinion. If you kind of have thought how good are IEMs and what's the difference, open back, close back, I'm going to share everything based on a person who just use gaming headsets basically. And, not that, relatively average ones. And this is for this video. Waiting for your comments. Make sure to check out the post on Reddit. See you in the next video. Cheers.